so long it's like alchemy.
First play of the game drawn up for KD. Look at him catch it in perfect rhythm. Barely touches the net. And then rarely you see Draymond getting pushed around down low, but you know Boris wants to eat early. Nice little over-the-top pass. And then Steph gets Adelphis' own medicine. Cuts back door, easy lay-in for George Hill, who's having a career year for Utah. It was nice to see P. Mac hit an early three ball. Both teams started the game crazy hot. It was a nice start, rhythmic game. Draymond even hitting the three. And then Joe Ingles unveils one of the ugliest jumpers in the league. I'm gonna go ahead and say top five. I'm gonna bring it back. Kids, cover your eyes. I call this a saggy diaper jumper, where the lower body, just no elevation. Paul Pierce kind of had one. Look at him with the gooseneck. Put that shit down, bruh. And then P-Mac, I know there's smells of syrup coming from Boris, but you gotta stay on your man George Hill, who is hitting threes like crazy. Kerr wants the timeout to blast the rookie on his defensive decision-making. Zaza, look at him slap Gobert, waves the hand. He hit him in the face about 4 times. I thought it was hilarious. Then Sheldon Mack, the known Steph Curry killer, gets right to the rim. Goes right every time, Jim, I know. But it was funny. Cleveland was in heavy pursuit of him just because he gets Steph so much. Steph was moving without the ball at an elite level last night. Hits the three, and then Za, his patented through the leg fadeaway jumper for Steph. It was good to see Za have a nice start to the game. He's struggled of late. And then look at this, 94 feet, 2 passes, 1 dribble, and a dunk, the way basketball's meant to be played. And then JaVale McGee snatches the soul of the young Australian Exum. Look at him hit the ground. No foul called. This man looks like Brittany Griner with a fade, except Brittany's a little more masculine. Second quarter, it was all about Utah. George Hill pops the 3. I fully expect him to cook Chris Paul in their first round matchup. I'm not saying they're going to win, but he's going to eat up Chris Paul. Then some dude I never heard of with a nice dunk on Livingston. Again, this game meant much more to Utah. Then Ingles gets away with the push-off more than anybody in the league. Look at this sinister grin from the Australian. David West contemplated giving him a 2-piece. Zaza, another great screen, and Steph was automatic. Him and George Hill battled all night. KD was more of a creator. Had 6 or 7 assists. P-Mac, nice 2-footed plant, strong finish. He gave us 9. And then Zaza tries to go to the bank. No, sir. But then look at this. Over the screen, I said his screen setting was great. And then the pull-up Steph was 6 of 8 from downtown. And then this is like when you're playing 2K and you're just trying to do too much. Just a little too extra. Too many passes. Results in a much more difficult shot than it needed to be. But we did finish the half on a 16-2 run. And then I'm going to call Draymond out of this again. In the playoffs coming, you can no longer do this, Draymond. You're never going to get that call. Just stop it. And then I liked this. Steph misses this layup, but he'd been taking a lot of unnecessary falls. This game means nothing. That's fine. Don't risk your body, Steph. And then look at the push-off. And Draymond's seen enough of that shit. He has one more technical after this one before the suspension, but it resets in the playoffs, y'all, so he's going to be good to go. He'll have 16 in the playoffs to play with. KD getting to the mid-range, nice jumper, still hasn't hit a 3-ball. Exum to the corner, and then Draymond gets him back, finally gets called for the push-off, and you can kind of see the lightheartedness that they were playing with. They weren't taking this game too serious. KD, coast to coast, this is what we're looking for, a little Euro step and a nice finish. Ingles, sick crossover, Gobert, monster slam. But somehow with his weird French swag, he seems to look goofy even in a monster dunk. Then KD, nasty crossover on Exum, half zone. So it was really good to see him with his bounce. And then this is the best lob pass we've seen all year. Steph over the head from the three-point line, right on target, too easy for JaVale, didn't even have to extend though. Steph, another 3-ball, was feeling it, played 29 minutes, did not play the fourth. And then KD, you see this call right here, I wanted to point out because he gets the superstar call that Steph doesn't get. It's interesting, but I'll take it because we need to get to the line. Monster dunk from KD on some cat. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name. Sounds like olive oil or some shit. Then Joe Cool got cooking. Look at him dancing, ISO ball. You know he's not going to pass it. That's tough for David West, right in the face. And this dude's been clutch his whole career. Iguodala was real quiet. You see the putback dunk here, but he hadn't had the impact he'd been had in the last 2 weeks. Then McGee on Gobert, more yellow length than a school bus. These two went at it. Mind you, no Clay, no Steph down the stretch. drop step jump hook, keeping us alive, and press it from the second unit, and then James Michael McAdoo does this. Second three in as many games. I think it's probably the first 2 threes of his career, keeping us close, but this was the dagger with 2 7-footers on the court, JaVale and Zaza. No one picks up Joe Cool, and he drops the dagger on us and ends the 14-game winning streak. Final game of the regular season Wednesday against the Lakers should be a fun one. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. I'm out, y'all.